Hello! I'm here today to speak to you about an alarming trend, and that is the media's fascination with things being racist. We're just going to rattle through them. There's a lot to get through. This talk merely aims to provoke the question, is everything racist? I'll give you an example. Number one. Deadspin writer calls for the Masters golf tournament to change its racist name. So apparently you can't call something a master, because when you hear anyone say the Masters, you think of the slave masters in the South, apparently. When someone says master, I'm not going to lie. For me, it's a sex thing. But I'm going to move on. Next. Do you think chess is racist? Of course, you've got a black team and a white team. Of course it's racist. Chess is racist. For God's sake! Black Lives Matter activist Sean King says statues of Jesus should be torn down because they are white supremacy. Jesus is racist. From master bedroom to blacklist. What will it take to change racist terms in our everyday language? The master bedroom. Like, black people can have a master bedroom as well. Like, it's not like they buy a house and it's like, here's the master bedroom, and the black guy's like, oh, the what? Bedrooms are racist. What else we got? Band-Aid launches new range of diverse skin tone bandages. Bandages are racist. What else we got? Uncle Ben's rice firm to scrap brand image of black farmer because rice is racist. Everything's racist. Orcs in the Lord of the Rings show Tolkien was racist. Imaginary mythical creatures are racist. Everything's racist. If coronavirus doesn't discriminate, how come black people are being the brunt? COVID is racist. Everything's racist. The Simpsons will no longer cast white actors in non-white role. Family Guy's Cleveland steps down. Okay, The Simpsons is racist. Everything's racist. Calls to remove racist Gandhi statue in Leicester. Asian people are racist. Like, Gandhi? A petition to remove a statue of Mahatma Gandhi in Leicester has received nearly 5,000 signatures. Because nothing screams anti-racism like pulling down statues of brown people. Fucking hell. Everything's racist. Cow's milk has long been a symbol used by white supremacists. One more reason to ditch dairy, because milk is racist. How dare that cow's milk be white? It should be brown. I do like chocolate milk. But that's racist! Want to tear down insidious monuments to racism and segregation. Bulldoze LA freeways. That's right! Motorways are racist! Winston Churchill bust is black. How dare it? It's cultural appropriation. UK nurses, COVID-19 hacker slanders cultural appropriation. Nurses are racist! I think there's like 80 of these. L'Oreal to remove words like whitening from skincare products because pharmaceuticals are racist. Everything's racist. I think I've skipped one by accident. Land O'Lakes replaces Native American woman logo. Touts farmer-owned credentials instead. Because Native Americans are racist. What the fuck is that about? Oxford students vote to replace clapping with silent jazz hands. Oh, that's not really a racist one. That's just someone being a fucking idiot. Anyway, is math racist? New course outlines prompt conversations about identity race in Seattle classrooms because mathematics is racist. What's 2 plus 2? It equals racist. 2 plus 2 equals racist, cunt. Everything's racist. I can't do this 80 times. Front lawns are catastrophic environmentally yet are prized as a symbol of the white racist suburban dream. This is about a larger issue. Because houses and nice areas are racist. Who gets to determine how space is used? How are laws that control how space can be used and means of forcing white norms onto non-white people? So, I think what she's getting at is that black people feel compelled to mow their grass due to white supremacy. Everything's right. Oh, must have gone. You see how unhinged it is? Ex-MP Fiona Onasanya attacks Kellogg cereal box racism. Oh my god. What's racist? The monkey and the elves feature on boxes of Kellogg's breakfast food. So monkeys and elves are racist. Fucking hell. Your strange crush on Missy Sunak could actually be a racist fetish. Finding brown people attractive is racist. I've got a problem. So non-white people don't like green spaces. Apparently so. Apparently a nicely mowed lawn is a symbol of white supremacy. Colgate to review historically racist toothpaste brand Darlie. The company will reportedly review and evolve the brand, which was known as Darky until 1989. I shouldn't laugh. Sorry. Bodach is racist. Fucking. All right, fair enough. You can't really call stuff darky. It's a bit weird. So, the racist history of soap. Soap is racist. Everything's racist. White silence is compliance. The role of white people in the Black Lives Matter movement. Not being racist is racist. The best white statement to make right now might be to shut up and listen. If white people talk, it's racist. My god, like everything's racist. I'm trying to figure what isn't racist. Eskimo pies to drop derogatory name over racial insensitivity. We can't call them Eskimos. We can't call them Eskimos. Eskimos. What the fuck's wrong with Eskimo? That's not a derogatory term. Imagine that's Eskimo. Imagine some right-wing skinhead coming at you. Go, come here. What you looking at, Eskimo? What you looking at, Eskimo? Are you gonna say? Is there anyone out there that's gonna be sitting there like, hang on, why the fuck are you calling me an Eskimo? How dare you? How dare you? What do we call them? Snow people? I think you call them Inuits. You know what I mean? If someone was like, oi, Bodach, you fucking Eskimo. I'm not gonna lie. I'll just be confused rather than upset and offended. Fucking Eskimos are getting in on the fucking Victim Olympics. Fucking Eskimos are jumping in the Victim Olympics. Can you believe it? The unbearable whiteness of hiking and how to solve it. The unbearable whiteness of hiking and how to solve it. Going for a hike is racist. Jesus Christ. People of colour experience climate grief more deeply than white people. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Climate change targets people of colour. But at least the white people are going to be alright then. We are not only disproportionately affected by the climate crisis, but we carry a pain that comes from a long history of racial terror. Racial terror. That's right. That's right. That's right, chat. Climate change triggers flashbacks of traumatic experiences in people of colour, apparently. Climate change triggers a PTSD response. Every time you mention climate change, a black person shivers at the thought of slavery 200 years ago. My God, they fucking hell. This is the media. This is the media, but I'm doing this to just highlight how fucking unhinged the media are. Hulu removes Golden Girls episodes with blackface scene. I've never understood why blackface became a thing. Like, why is it racist to paint your face in a colour? Like, so the Golden Girls are racist. Opinion. what the white supremacist roots of biological sex reveal about transphobic feminism. Yep. It's relentless. It goes on and on. Be mindful of opening up meetings and interactions with questions like, how are you? Or how was your weekend? Recognize that by doing so, you can potentially be re-triggering what your black colleagues are experiencing or dismissing their experience by pretending all is normal. It's not and hasn't been for a long time. So, next time you go to work, you need to basically, this is just typical of the media and their bigotry or low expectations. People of colour can't possibly have a nice weekend. They can't possibly have a nice weekend. They're such victims. They're so oppressed. How could they possibly have a nice week? How dare you arrive to work and be like, hey, how was your weekend? Triggering their flashbacks of some traumatic. They're just going home and having a fucking weekend, mate. They're no different. People of colour do the same shit the rest of us do. They go home and do what they want. They relax. Some of them go out. Some of them go shopping. Jesus fucking, be careful you don't upset people asking them if they've had a nice fucking weekend. I'm getting annoyed now. Oscars announced new diversity and inclusion plans. This was in 2020, so we've seen what's happened to their ratings since then. The Golden Globes did the same thing, and it's no longer televised. It's no longer televised because the audience is so fucking small, the network literally can't monetize it to make money. It loses the money. So the Golden Globes is now a unbroadcast ceremony, and the Oscars will soon be that way. Honest to fucking God. Oscars announcer. Just focus on the merits. Just focus on merits. They really do think people of colour are just the bigotry of low expectations. The knitting community is reckoning with racism. Apparently knitting is racist. Fibre artists of colour are taking to Instagram stories to call out instances of prejudice and to try and shape a more inclusive future. It goes on and on. It's relentless. This is the world we live in. The craft beer industry as a diversity problem. An alleged racial profiling incident at an Angry Orchard farm in New York has prompted talk about the lack of diversity in the craft beer industry. There's nothing stopping people of colour getting into it. This is retarded. Of course there's a lack of people of colour because it's Western culture. It's Western culture. Why aren't we discussing the lack of white people in the kitchen at Indian restaurants? There's not that many white people working at Indian restaurants because that's their culture. Craft ales is a Western sort of Anglo-Saxon kind of culture. Of course there's not as many diversity. Of course it's not got as much diversity. Oh, god damn. Madness. The world is losing the fucking plot. The unbearable whiteness of cycling. Cycling's racist. Minorities in the US breathe in more air pollution caused by white people. Black and Hispanic people are disproportionately exposed to air pollution produced by white people, a study analysing personal consumption has found. Okay, so they're blaming white people for fucking climate change now. Jesus fucking Christ. I blame the Chinese myself, because considering how many, what is it, they once a week a brand new coal power plant goes live over there? Well, we're committing economic and cultural suicide in these unhinged agendas, trying to get to carbon neutral when the United Kingdom, for example, produces 2% of the world's emissions, yet China are literally pumping out a new coal station once a week. They build more coal power plants than we shut down, and we're still going fucking head first into this. UW students petition to remove Abraham Lincoln statue because apparently he's racist. So I should read it all. I'm getting annoyed. Statue is an everyday reminder that these students really don't belong here. Black Student Union president says. Abraham Lincoln is the president that freed the slaves in the United States, you fucking moron. He should be idolized. Fucking idiots. While Dwayne Fields found solace in the landscapes of the UK and beyond, many in black, Asian and minority ethnic groups see the countryside as being a white environment. Go for a fucking walk, mate. You do what you want. The white people aren't going to be like, oh, hang on. What's a brown person doing out here? What do they think? Just go for a fucking walk and enjoy the scenery, you morons. Despite what you might have learned at school, many suffragettes were also working to advance white power. Actually, this one's true. The suffragettes were actually like ultra racist and they were terrorists and they didn't actually have public support. They were the minority. They were extremists because women didn't want the vote. Because the vote came at the time, the vote came with responsibilities like being eligible for the draft and shit. Meaning, and I think I agree with that. Why should you get to vote if you're not liable to then go and fight for the consequences of your vote? The men have to deal with the consequences of the vote, but the women don't. So they got to cherry pick. Privileged. That is, when you ever hear someone talk about abortion, they go, "Oh my God, there's no law that has control over a man's body." And when they talk about abortion, there's no law that takes control. Yes, there is. It's called the draft. It's called the draft. That happens when the country goes to war and the army's not enough, and they have to just start telling men you're going to war. And you've got two choices: you go to prison or you go to war. There's no third option. That's a law that takes control of a man's body. Racist fish. Fucking hell. God damn, I've queued up way too many. This is going on too long. I thought I could rattle through these quicker. Calls for a redesign of royal honour calls for redesign of royal honour over offensive image. Petition says image of St. Michael standing on Satan is reminiscent of George Floyd killing. I'm just going to put it out there. If you've got the opportunity to kill Satan, I don't think it matters if it reminds you of George Floyd. If you've got the opportunity to kill Hitler, I don't think it matters if it reminds you of George Floyd. You've got the personification of evil under your boot. Satan. I don't care if that reminds you of George Floyd. I'm stamping on Satan's head. It's fucking Satan. Links earthquake signs in Oregon to white supremacy. Earthquakes are racist. For black families like ours, hypertension is often as inescapable as death, taxes and racism. Big fast food won't talk about the sodium killing black customers. Salt is racist. Aunt Jemima brand to change name, remove image that Quaker says is based on a racial stereotype. We recognise Aunt Jemima's origins are based on a racial stereotype. Quaker Oats said, adding that the move is an effort towards progress on racial... This is unhinged. This is unhinged. Asians have got a stereotype for curry. White people got a stereotype for fucking bland food and potatoes. Yeah, oh my God. The unintentional racism found in traffic signals. Traffic lights are racist. Is classical music racist? Author and screenwriter Candice Allen has sparked a row after claiming that the British classical music word is racist. Classical music's racist. What? Racism is built into KY horse racing history. Is industry ready to address injustice? Horse riding is racist. Everything's racist. Sorry, white people, but trying too hard not to be racist is low-key kind of racist. Not being racist is racist. White women obsession with being nice is one of the most dangerous tools of white supremacy. Nice people are racist. The whiteness of Toy Story 4. Pixar's racist. Mary Poppins and Nanny's shameful flirting with blackface. Mary Poppins is racist. Drop the term Anglo-Saxon as it is bound up in white supremacy, say academics. That's what they were. Jogging has always excluded black people. Born in Lillywhite, Oregon, it's a sport that's long claimed to be for everyone. Even as African American joggers have been persistently subjected to harassment and worse. No, they haven't. No, they haven't. And I'm not being funny. Black people are really good at running. They win all the medals. They win all the medals. They dominate all the sports. Black people are always running around. If anything, black people run around more than white people. On average, is way more athletic black people per capita. Jogging doesn't exclude black people in the fucking slightest. What unhinged fucking nonsense. We need to talk about digital blackface in reaction GIFs. This is unhinged. Episode of British Icon Fawlty Towers is pulled for racist content. For those in my comments who don't seem to know, so-called trad wives are white supremacist women who devote themselves to domestic duties in the service of perpetuating the white race. It is a dog whistle meant to sound less white supremacist than it is. Being a traditional housewife is racist. That's what a trad wife is. A trad wife is a woman traditional. It's a traditional person. That's a woman who says, you know what? I don't really care about a career. I want to have a family, and I want to have a good. I want to actually take care of my husband, get married, and be a wife. That's white supremacy. Lake District must change to attract more diverse visitors. I went to the Lake District recently, and there were plenty of foreigners there. Fucking unhinged nonsense. Director of Science, it is time to decolonize botanical collections. Flowers are racist. Women have always been a part of white supremacy. It goes on and on and on and on and on. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, are they racist? The climate movement is overwhelmingly white, so I walked away. Yeah, climate activism is racist. Science curricula must be decolonized too. Exploring the often unsavory history behind many significant advances can be enlightening and empowering for students. So basically, anything that was discovered by a white person, we've got to pretend it didn't happen. Madness. Can dogs be racist? No. Library collections continue to promote and proliferate whiteness with their very existence, and the fact that they are physically taking up space in our libraries. Yeah. There we go. Libraries are racist. It goes on and on and on. Western philosophy is racist. Academic philosophy in the West ignores and disdains the thought traditions of China, India, and Africa. Learning about history makes you racist. The North American Scrabble Players Association is prepared to vote this week to ban more than 200 offensive words from its official lexicon for judging in tournaments. Yep, that's racist as well. The racist roots of fighting obesity. Yep, getting in shape's racist. How to decolonize your Yoda practice. Yep, yoga is racist. Lady. Oh God, I can't pronounce that word. Lady Antebellum announced last month that it would change its band name to Lady A out of respect for black people. The country trio is now suing Anita White, a blues singer who has been using the stage name Lady A for more than 20 years. Unhinged nonsense. Is your sexual desire for black people racist? It's a fucking sexual preference. Everyone's allowed a sexual preference. No one ever says, whatever. It's time the wine industry stopped taking safe stances to keep its primarily white audience comfortable. Fiona Beckett on fucking hell. Wine is racist. It goes on and on and on and on. Katy Perry shoes removed from stores over blackface design. Katy Perry shoes are racist. Heaven forbid she gives you a colour range to suit different dresses and outfits. Sexual racism is racism. If you're white and you find yourself writing off an entire ethnic group from your dating or sex life because you can't imagine finding them attractive, recognize this as a learnt behavior which originates in white supremacy. Again, having a sexual preference is racist. Why so many white supremacists are into veganism? Veganism is And Hitler wasn't a vegan. From Hitler to present day National Socialists with YouTube, cooking channels, far right's anti-meat ideology runs surprisingly deep. So veganism is racist, and I'll just point out that Hitler wasn't actually a vegan in the fucking slightest. That was back then. Being a vegetarian and vegan was actually like laughed at. So that's what the British people do. When it came to Napoleon, we said he was short. He was actually average height, but we used to say he was short. We took the piss out of him. He's a short ass. When it came to Hitler, we were like, he's a fucking vegan. You can't take him seriously. Every time we go to war with a worthy adversary, the British people, we can't help it. That humour comes out. And we spent the war calling him a fucking... We spent the war like, don't worry about Hitler, he's a fucking vegan or vegetarian. It's just Britain. The racist history of tipping. This week, the House of Representatives will vote on the raise the Minimum Wage Act, which would boost the minimum wage across the country to $15 an hour by 20. But apparently tipping is racist. From Elvis Presley to Patti Smith and the Stones, rock music is built on racism. Why don't we care? It's not built on racism, that's why we shouldn't care. We cancel young pop stars for the slightest misdemeanor. But what of the old rock stars whose racist diatribes are immortalized in song? Elvis is racist. He might have been racist, actually. I mean, he comes from an era when it was more of a problem. Dr. Seuss books are racist, new study says. Should kids still read them? Yes, kids should read Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss are fucking fantastic kids' books, and they're not racist as the fucking slightest. Thomas the Imperialist Tank Engine. Thomas the Tank Engine's racist. This just goes on and on. Why are so many robots white? Study shows there's a racial bias. Robots are racist. Why Charles Dickens? It was Charles Dickens racist. Probably why the Writers' Museum was vandalised over accusations of racism. Dickens is regarded as one of the greatest British authors of all time, but also expressed both racist and xenophobic views in his work. He didn't express racist views. He was xenophobic. He was xenophobic, and again, being at least a bit xenophobic is probably healthy. If you're absolutely not xenophobic at all, you're not paying attention. Call to rename the White Cliffs of Dover after Black Lives Matter is criticised after moronic and detrimental. It's criticised as moronic and detrimental to fight against racism. The White Cliffs of Dover are racist. How dare the Rock be white? That's it. Fuck me, that was a lot. I didn't expect that to go on for so long, but I wanted to get through it. As you can see, the media are fucking unhinged. They're unhinged. They're obsessed with identity. They're obsessed. They're obsessed. They're just obsessed. It's relentless. Everything's racist. Everything's white supremacist. Everything's a victim. Everything's a problem. It's relentless. And it's every single day. I've just shared 80 fucking articles, but there's 80 more every day. Every day. And it's consumed every day. And these things are read by AI, who then develop an understanding of humanity through these articles. How is this? You people don't understand the danger that we're in now. Where do they think AI data comes from? It comes from us. It comes from what we produce. It comes from this shit. It comes from this shit. But anyway, that was Everything is Racist, a Smeg talk by me, Bodach.